Hello. Are we live?
We are live and ready to rock.
Live. Okay, let's give it a couple seconds and give people a chance to tune in to Couples in Business. Hey. And we can see when people come on, right?
Yeah, they comment. There you go.
And then we can share the video.
My phone is over here.
Larry, y'all see us live, correct?
Nice.
Yeah.
I see.
Live and direct.
Make sure you turn
See us live. So we
Turn the captions off, everybody. Please turn the captions off.
I don't know how to turn them off.
What's that?
You had a whole week to figure it out.
settings.
All right, we're starting to get some comments. Hey, people on Facebook, there's something you got to do so we can see your name over here on Switcher. So if you can give that permission to Facebook to show your name so that we can acknowledge you when you give us some great comments such as, hey, family, I want to know who we talking to so we can say, hey, back to you.
I didn't know about that. Oh, I can actually see it on my phone.
Copy link, messenger, watch party.
Man, look what you're trying to do.
See it?
It just popped up right here.
Oh,
It popped up right there. Said, hey, family.
All right, y'all. So we looking here. Look like we got about 10 people on. So
All right. Hey, Joanne. Hello. All right, we're going to get started.
Yeah, let's get it rocking.
Welcome to Couples in Business.
yeah.
And we are here for our 4th episode of Couples in Business.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, I don't like that it comes up like that, but that's okay. It still says Facebook user, but just remember this is not scripted at all. We are just here being us.
Mm-hmm.
We have not practiced anything. We're just here to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of being couples in business. So we'll go around, just in case this is your first time seeing us, we'll go around and introduce ourselves again. But before we do that, please make sure that you like and that you also comment and that you share this video. Share.
Please.
That for us right now. Let's see those numbers go up. Share. This is Couples in Business. Friday night, date night. Couples in Business. And if you are with us for the first time, give us a 1 in comments. First time, give us a 1 in comments. And if this is your, look, I'm actually looking at the comments as well. All right, so we got some 1s. And then also, let us know where we're reaching you. It is very important that we find out where these videos are going. We got people in Atlanta. We got people in New York. We got people all over Chicago. So let us know where you're tuning in from, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead. We'll introduce ourselves. We are the Jacksons.
Yes, we are.
And we are just glad to be here. We're so excited to be before you. And again, let me just put a couple disclaimers out there before we talk about ourselves. We are not marriage counselors. We are not qualified to give advice in any way.
Wait. Wow.
Meaning licensed.
Oh, licensed. Oh, just a piece of paper. Okay.
Exactly. However,
Lord.
definitely qualified to share these experiences with you. Our ups, our downs, are all around.
That's what qualifies.
We are definitely able to do that, share our stories. So again, we are the Jacksons. My name is Angie. And of course, I always say everyone needs an Angie in their life. And my hubby?
My name is Daryl Jackson. And that's considered my wife's tagline. Everyone needs an Angie in their life.
Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Because everybody probably knows an Angie, in their phone or just personally know an Angie. Whether it could be business related or somebody knows an Angie, right?
Absolutely.
Common name. But my tagline is because Daryl says so. Why? Because I'm straight, blunt, and to the point. And when I tell you something, I need you to do it because I already know it's proven and it works.
We'll see how that works during
and that's the bottom line because Daryl said so.
Because Daryl said so.
And you're passing that piece of paper. Say why?
One.
Because they don't think so.
See, you gotta put me up on something. Usually it's way over there. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and let you guys introduce yourself. We are so blessed to be able to have our other couples with us. That's a part of Couples in Business. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, since we used to coming in, going first because in school, we went in alphabetical order. So the Anthonys will kick it off. How y'all doing? We are the Anthonys. I am Marcus, and this is my lovely wife,
Ilana.
And we are the Anthonys coming in from the Chi-Town area, and we are just excited to be here with you guys today. And we're looking forward to a good show. Sierras, what's up?
Hello out there in internet land. We are Jason and Nicole Sierra, #too much. Do not forget the hashtag. And we out here in rainy New Jersey, a little gloomy weather out there today, but
Baby's crying in the
background. Son don't want to clean his room. I've been telling him since 1 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. The room still ain't clean. So, we dealing with the regular everyday parent stuff, but we here now. I got my little flying dog. She got her
truly
seltzer water, whatever that is.
It's not seltzer water.
That's nothing.
I have my Jesus water.
Mine
is water too, made by Jesus himself.
That's a can of juice.
I know this is what we were doing. You know what I mean? I would have kicked it out. I mean,
if you're always prepared, you ain't got to get prepared.
Come on now.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some in my baby's cup.
That looks interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Nothing in that cup.
That look like a pimp cup.
That look like my daughter Peppa Pig.
You gotta hold up your phone. We are just having a lot of fun. As somebody said, we heard when you have fun, you get more work done. I don't know.
That's the truth right there.
But I believe that's what happens. That's how we live our life. So we're going to jump right into it. But again, we're just going to ask you, make sure you like, share, and comment on this video. Let us know where you are chiming in from. And give us a 1 if you are just seeing Couples in Business for the first time. Mm-hmm. All right. So we're going to jump into it. All right. If you missed last week, let me just give you a little recap, right? So
get ready. You
are seeing 3 you are saying 3 couples, and let's just go around and tell how long we've been married. For us, it's
you don't know.
Nah, look. 20 in marriage order.
No.
24 and Anthony's.
We have been married 10.
That's not 24. That's days, minutes. That's 24 years.
24 years, yes. 10 years for the Anthony's, and how long for the married?
We got 9 years.
9 years.
All right.
Awesome. So you got a lot of ups and downs and all around on this call. So we're gonna jump into the recap, right? So what we actually did, we brought up the fact that many times you can be in business and then somehow we venture out into all these other businesses. And before you know it, we got our hands in several different things. And we really found out that you can do that. It comes with your challenges. Jason shared that as long as you devoted the time appropriately and had balance and things like that, that you could get it done. Daryl felt like, you could definitely get it done, but it's better when you just focus on one thing and get great at that one thing. And the Anthonys kind of in the middle just basically said, as long as the things that you are doing are somehow intertwined, you can make it work. But when you get off into things that are not connected, it becomes difficult. So that was an interesting conversation. I learned a lot because I really understood that. Like for instance, Jason, he has the coffee that he roasts himself.
Wait, how'd you say it?
Jason.
No. What is
coffee.
it?
I'm learning, right?
Coffee.
Coffee. And then he also helps his wife with her natural soaps and that business as well. And they're both in total life changes. And so that lets you know that yes, you can get this done, but somehow I feel like those are still all intertwined in terms of health and quality products. So I thought that was nice. You had any feedback from last week?
Well, I have a yes, and I have a question based on you bring that up. But I'll go ahead and just talk about the recap. There were some things. There were some things.
That came up.
Some things came up that warranted some kind. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Ruffled some feathers. Made certain things a little bit uncomfortable. So I want to ask.
No. So
what?
Let me get this part out.
Okay. That
was a big step.
I told you, I go straight for the throat.
I'll just give a little background because we don't know if some people may not have been here last week.
That's true.
So we talked about the challenges that we face as couples, right? In business, right? And we want to revisit a segment because one part of the episode, there was a term that came up. Anybody?
Angie, I was getting to that.
I know. Anybody remember that term?
Sierra feel that.
What was the term? Husband.
Marcus, can you give us a definition of husband?
Okay. Look at Jay. Look, this is what Marcus is doing the entire time. Can you hear us, Marcus?
Brandon said husband.
Yeah. So tell us what husband means to you.
Well, what was the?
What did you mean when you said it?
So that's interesting that you all asked me that because so after it was all said and done, it was a rough couple days over here at the Anthony household, and the thing is, so I got a pretty interesting sense of humor, and when I say things, sometimes I don't think about it before I say it. It just comes up and it goes, and you know what? But in saying that, and then having the whole Hassan issue, it really helped with me and her. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just having a good time. She felt it was an attack on her character and that I was trying to belittle her and embarrass her. And for me, it wasn't any of that at all. It was just me having a good time. And so that really helped me to learn something about my wife. My good time is not always my wife's good time. And so actually, when I said it, I really didn't even give any real merit to it to even give it a definition. In all honesty, it was just, because it was like a regurgitated, it just came out like mouth diarrhea. As soon as it came out, I wanted to grab it and put it back, but I couldn't. Because I didn't really attach any feeling to it. And so, but for my boo and in front of all these people all out here in the world.
In the world.
Yeah.
In the world, Craig.
In the world,
Craig.
As she sips her wine.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, you asked what it meant. It really, for me, it didn't mean nothing, but it was in the context of, a husband and a son kind of mixed together because, sometimes in a relationship, sometimes you feel like, I know it's times where she feel like I don't talk to her the correct way. And there's times where I feel like she don't come to me the correct way. And so, so that's what it implied. But what I know is this my boo right here. And I wouldn't have no other way. I wouldn't want to be in business with no other boo than this one.
All right now. All right. So let's hit Alana. Let's because I know it was a chain of events that happened afterwards. And I just wanted you to talk about it, because the reality of the matter is, even though it was said and even though there was some backlash for it, there are really a lot of people out there that can identify with it, a lot of men that can identify with it. So I just want to hear your thoughts regarding it now, from that day to now.
You know, it was an interesting thing. In the moment when he said it, I didn't like it. It was a joke about, you know, we don't have any sons, and sometimes she treat me like she my mama, like I'm her son. It was a compound word of combining husband and son. And I think for men, it may sound funny, but for women, you know, for me, it struck a nerve in that he's right. We have 6 daughters, and I'm a mom, and I have a granddaughter. And so if we're at a place where I'm treating him like a son, that's not a happy place for me. But once I got beyond my feelings and listened to because like drunk people, they say tell the truth. And in satire, there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
Once I got behind it and really listened to what my husband was saying, I recognized that the joke, you know how they say, oh, touched a nerve? I recognized that the joke touched a nerve because one of my age and our age difference, which came up last week, and then, you know, the whole thing with the daughters. But when you were talking about this, just some behind the scenes about Angie's brainchild of this concept of us being prayed up, is what she said. We're going to have to be prayed up to be couples in business and talk about these things. Once I got over myself, you know how they say? Like, and really thought about what we are doing, I was able to get to a place where, you know what? I think the devil uses age to like taunt me and torment me, like whatever. And now I'm at a place where I'm okay with who I am, what I have, what we have, and I know him. And I know his heart.
Yes.
And we really do work together. We met on the job.
We have been working together
since we met.
6. Yeah. How long we been together?
I mean, he got in trouble on the job. They talking about he not your personal security. He was handling security. I was the gym teacher. He not your personal security. I said, well, tell him, because I can't get him to leave me alone. So, you know, 13 years later, it is what it is. But I do know that other men may feel that way, right? That we come off as talking to them like, hey, those your kids. I'm your husband. I'm not your child.
Yeah.
And
but I would ask the husband.
We'll into that.
Man.
And y'all, I'm pretty cool when it comes to my emotions. I'm talking about angry. I was sliding stuff off the dresser like, ah! But once I got past, once I got
past, see that part.
What leads us to get to that place? So that's another question. You know, you ask a question from a question.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna toss that out there like my little peace offering. But in the meantime, I'm all right with it. And it forces me to really, because y'all know I teach boot camp and get up and let's go and get active and drop down and push up. It really forced me, because he tells me all the time, watch your tone. Watch your tone. And so now I'm really doing it. I'm watching my tone.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You wanted to say something?
Well, I want to go ahead and let my man Jason chime in, because he was chomping at the bit. So go ahead, Jason. I'll come in after you.
Go in.
It was funny because when he made the statement, to me it was in humor. So like not knowing any of the background story of personal emotion, in the moment it was humorous as a husband. It was humorous to me because I often tell my wife, who you talk like, I'm not your children. Those are your children, I'm your husband. And it's not that she does it intentionally. I just think it's that motherly instinct, that woman thing that y'all got going on is like, it's intuitive for women to just do that. You know, that's that woman thing that they got going on. So not all women can do that. Let me be specific. Mother can do that. There's a difference. You know, not all women are mothers, but that's another conversation. But she'll have that moment where she'll be saying something and she'll be like, Messiah, do this. Nyla, do this. She'll be calling the baby. She'll be like, Jason, did you? And I'm like, who are you talking to?
Right.
You can't even say my name in the same sentence with telling the kids to do something. You tripping right now. So when it rolls over like that, it's kind of like I separate the two. But it was funny in the moment because I often tell her, like, I'm not your child, I'm not your child. And I'm older than you, so have respect for your elders. But I don't never go there. I don't never go there because that's just that's not the bigger issue. But I don't think loving wives, mothers do it intentionally to hurt their husbands. Some might, but I don't think it was done in that intentional purpose in this sense. I just think it's that boot camp tone that he probably was addressing. I know for me, she yells a lot. She yells and screams a lot. So when she starts yelling and screaming at me, I'm like I'm the opposite of that. I don't argue with people. I'm not used to arguing with people. I'm hands-on, so I don't do arguments. So she start hollering and screaming and talking crazy. I'm like, you hit the off switch. I shut down.
Okay.
I was trying to get her to stop doing that to me. You know, yell at the kids. I'm cool with that. When you do it to me, it kind of shuts me off. So when he said it was funny to me because I could relate somewhat, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Go ahead, dear.
So I just wanted to jump in, and it's two-part because guys, I understand where you're coming from. But I've been in this thing for 24 years. 24, and we actually met, so it's longer, right? More like 28 years that I've known her. So that's a long time with one person, right? And so
long time.
No, but
Right.
We've known each other for a while. So I say that to say I knew the kind of person that she was. I knew because she learned independence from her mom, right? And so I think some of that comes off as being in how it is, and sometimes maybe being a little bit more aggressive. Think about it. We know our wives, guys. We know them, and because we know them, we know that they're not intentionally, just like you said, Jason, trying to come off as our mom or come off as a motherly figure. It's just that sometimes in mode, or even just from the years of having kids, and sometimes it just rolls off that way just because it's of comfort. Maybe it's just the use, and they're mothers, so everything they do is nurturing and in a motherly type of form of fashion. When it comes to a conversation though with the husband, sometimes that can come over in the conversation, right? But I think we know they're not out trying to hurt us, and we know they're not out trying to talk about us, gang up on us, or make us, or belittle us, or make us feel this big. So I think that has to come to a point where we're saying, okay, I know she's trying, she's talking, she's getting something off her chest, or whatever the situation is. I know this is my wife. I know she's not intentionally trying to hurt, trying to stab me, trying to make me feel this big or this small, and just to get her roll off, or to make herself feel good, look good, and sound good. I don't think that's what they're trying to do. I just think in the way they're conveying the message, it's just that way. For instance, if I conveyed a message and I came off a little abrupt or a little strong, now she will let me know about it. She will let me know about it. Why you hollering? Why you screaming? Why you getting so loud? But it's just like, and that's really not what happened.
Nothing. Keep going.
Oh, okay. and that's not really in my character as a person. My character as a person is laughter, joking, easy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, just like me and Angie, we had a discussion. Angie's more fire and I'm more ice. I'm the cool, calm, collected guy, but when something is on the horizon, it's like amped up. Now that's not to say I can't go there, because I can, but I'm more of the person like, man, I'm more glass half full than glass half empty. So I'm more on the positive scale and seeing things.
So I'm negative.
Hey, I'm just calling. Angie said she is more of a realist. So she sees that there's water in the glass.
It's just water in the glass. I don't see it.
I don't
have to determine whether it's half full or half empty. Is water in the glass. I
see this as, well, if it was half full, I would see this as half full, meaning it's going to quench my thirst halfway. And I'm content with that, right? Some people are like, dang, I ain't got enough water in here. I need my glass all the way full. Some people come off that way. Or you just see it like, man, I got half a glass of water. Let me go ahead and drink that and then pour me some more. So I tend to be on more of the positive side. Angie could tend to be on the realist side, or on situations. Yeah, so that's how I break that down. And my wife, I could only talk about mine, and just speaking on. I mean, we had a discussion today. Well,
that's what we're gonna transition to. No, not today. The other day.
Okay, the other day.
So that takes us.
Pick a day, any day from over here. Go ahead, girl.
That's just the thing that I wanted to bring up when you guys talk about is how you say things. Mm-hmm. And I think that's most of the time that's geared toward women, but also men say things that you'd be like, well, you didn't have to say it like that. So he was doing a call for our business. He was doing a call and I was still working. But I said, let me get on. Honestly, I was going to get on anyway, but I like the fact that when Jason did his call, that Nicole was there like cheering him on. So I'm like, let me get on here and make sure I support my husband. So I get on there. I'm at work. So technically,
wait. Let's get a background.
I was just
I had to fill in and do a 3:00 webinar on Tuesday because the person, our guy Dan Fielder, dealing with COVID right now in his family. He didn't have the strength and couldn't do it. So I volunteered and I filled in for him at his 3:00 time. Okay.
So I'm at that point I'm winding down from work. So I'm just finishing up some emails and closing up some things. And so I'm on and I'm just watching all the comments. And then so at the end, everybody's saying, great call, great call. So then I go and then someone says, hey, where's Angie? Because I'm so used to you all being together. It takes two, right? And he said, oh, she's at work, and whatever. But he didn't realize that I was on the call. Mm-hmm. So then I unmuted myself after a couple comments and said, great call, honey. He's like, what you doing?
No, I did not.
Yes,
I did not. You got it wrong. See, if you're going to tell a story, you got to tell it right. I said, oh, hey, honey. There she is.
Yeah, he did say that.
He said, so
he did say, you got to work, Anime.
He said, so we did it all together. There she is. Hey, honey, what you doing on the call? Go back to work.
Oh my God.
He did.
And I'm like, who are you talking to?
Go ahead, chime in, Jason.
Jason,
Chime in.
I felt that vibe when he said it. I was like, ooh, I don't know.
No. Hold on.
He did say hi, honey.
He said, hey, honey, how you doing? Get back to work, get some work done. But see, his tone wasn't aggressive.
Thank you.
It was like a straight face. It was a straight face.
Thank you.
It wasn't aggressive. He didn't say it aggressively. I
was like, what?
Oh my God.
It was funny to me.
Wait. How do I
Look, it was jokingly.
It was jokingly, but she was like, hey, honey, like she was in her sweet mood.
Yeah, look at Alana like,
wait a minute.
What about this?
See, we're doing me wrong right now because how do I go from, oh, there she is, hey, honey, to, wait a minute, get back to work? How do I transition from
you tell us.
Because that wasn't the intent, and that's not how I
Dr. Jacqueline,
I know people on that call. So y'all comment put in the comments what you thought about him saying, go back to work.
For those that were there. And so, and you know what? And that's what I was talking about after the whole comment thing of us from the last show. And this what you're talking about that I'm hearing. Sometimes we do things where I'm sitting up here, like I done glossed up, right? And we on this pandemic. I put on my good Walmart earrings. That's just my paparazzi.
Somebody noticed too, baby. Look, they said y'all look like $1 million.
See there? I put on my little, you know, this little, it's not my Jean Nicole, but y'all know. And then we do little things, and then y'all will say something that dash our spirits. And that's the thing, like, really, as a woman, I just want to put this out there. In today's world, right? Ninjas all in my inbox with all kind of foolishness. And trying to talk about products, don't want no products, just blah, blah, blah. So every ounce of any affection, attention, love, admiration, like everything I get, and I'm the person that set myself so guarded. That too, I set myself so guarded that I don't really allow anybody that access.
Yes.
And so to get there with a man and then my husband, and then it's like, here's my whole basket of emotion, and you just punt it or kick it across, you know, and then so irreverently, without regard, like, yes, y'all so sensitive. Yes, we are so sensitive. So maybe you should know that and be mindful of that with your jokes and your comments, because now I'm gonna tell you, Daryl, I wasn't there. So I don't know, so I can't really weigh in on that. But I know what you're describing, Angie, because that's what it felt like to me. Because I felt like I was the punchline. And I did a joke.
But and the thing about this, listen to this.
Oh my God.
So a lot of times people can be married a long time, and some little things they forget to do. So that's why I really love the Sierras, because I look at them and I'm like, I always we say the same thing, where we were, where we are, and where we're going. That's why I love Suzanne Ramsel and her husband, John, for that reason. Because I don't sit in this spot and think I know it all and I cross all my T's and dot all my I's. And so when I saw Nicole do that, I mean, she was like this biggest cheerleader on that call. Like, ain't nobody gonna out cheer me from my man. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna take that page. So I muted myself. I'm like, hey, honey, great call. And it just, to me, it just didn't get the response that okay, and this is unfair to you, that response that I had in my mind, you gave it something totally different. And I'm like, here I am jumping off work a little early just to support. So sometimes it's perception. Go ahead, Jason, and then Daryl.
So I gotta make the public apology for all husbands across the world that love their wife and business. We apologize. I am very guilty of that same thing. Like I said last week, Nicole is very upfront with her emotions. If Nicole feels some type of way, you will know that moment. She's not waiting to tell you the next day. I'm a little bit of the opposite, but in doing so, it kind of made me, like, without getting into too much detail, it took me a long time to be an emotional person. Like, I've been numb for a very long time emotionally. So when it comes to Nicole, she put forth, like, how she put forth so much emotion, like how you described in the basket. I sometimes, maybe a little bit too often, knock the basket over, and to me, it's like, you're so sensitive.
No, he threw it off the table. The table. That's
too aggressive. You too aggressive. You hurt me. You know I gotta hurt you. No, I'm injured. So I'm guilty of doing that. So, like, hearing you describe it, and I'm like, okay, it's not just me. Because sometimes I'm thinking, like, maybe she's oversensitive, but I can't say that to her. But now that I hear that,
he did say So you always say that to me.
But I don't say that because I got in trouble for it. I stopped saying it. I stopped saying it because I got in trouble for it. So I stopped saying it. So now I'm trying to, pick my words a little more wiser. But again, when he said it, I didn't get the negative energy from him when he said it. He said it like it was like a surprise. Oh, you are here. What you doing over work? Go back to work. But it was like he really didn't have nothing else to say. So he just farted at the mouth. He just said whatever. He just farted at the mouth. He said, and we do that often. And I think he took a page from Marcus' book from the week before, and he just said whatever. So
Wait,
I'm gonna
not really.
I'm gonna apologize right now. No, I'm gonna do it too.
Y'all might laugh at me.
I'm gonna do it too. So I'm apologizing ahead of time because I know I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me in trouble after the show too.
Oh, really?
So I'm apologizing.
We're not getting in trouble today.
You can't apologize before.
No.
Why can't I pre-apologize?
Because now you just made a choice to do it.
That's apologize.
Right, that's premeditated. No.
That's premeditated.
No.
All right, so let's read some comments. You all can see your not necessarily on here, but on your personal, because we had some really good comments. And somebody said they was gonna hold their peace. Thus said the Lord. That was Brandon. He said he wasn't gonna say nothing.
Right.
Who else we got on here?
Yeah, because all of y'all was slapping y'all knee last week. Hustle! That's hilarious.
Wait, Candy said.
Oh, y'all.
Candy said, "My bro ain't say it like that."
Oh, you gonna find one comment.
I mean, did nobody else?
Tasha said, "I think that all wives are like this. We need prayer." Yes, we do. I agree. And Annette said, when you said we've been together, how many years did you say?
Well, all together,
yeah.
Probably about 28.
28. She said, try 53.
Wow.
Amy said, it's just the motherly instinct. All right. So that's going back a little, but I want to
look. I'm looking at DeWanda Robinson. She said, yes, we as parents, I admit it because I do it too. It just happens, but it's up to our husbands not to take it personally. So you know what?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Tread lightly.
Wait. Think before you talk.
Okay.
Say it.
Mark, just say this. When you got ready to say something, Alana picked up her glass.
And she did her hair like this.
Jason, they don't do it, bro. Invite you later, bro. Later.
I'm going to cry right now because Marcus was like,
All right, so why is it that the husbands always have to be the one though not to take it personally? Y'all wives, y'all got to do the same thing.
I said I did
I know.
that.
I'm just saying. I'm just addressing the comment. Look, hold on. I got to put this comment up right here because whoever I wish I could see.
Smart.
Yeah. You know, but so
who is that?
Because I always get a statement. Happy wife, happy life.
Right.
Right there.
But
whoa.
It's two of us. It takes two. So what's the cliche for the husband? The husband's got to be able to feel a certain way too, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that was bad. I think I did good on that one. Now,
wait. I got one. Happy husband. It don't mean nothing.
Yeah, right.
I had one.
No, it don't mean nothing.
I honestly think where that quote comes from, and I don't want to get into any trouble.
It's a whole hymnal.
No, it ain't.
Old hymnal. We used to sing back in the day.
That was back in the Proverbs.
Right.
I was going to bring that up because the Bible says that a man would rather cut off his arm than be with a nagging woman.
Sit on the roof of
What
the house.
that means is we
I
have
cut my arm off.
women. You trying to say
No. I'm just saying I ain't cut my arm off.
Oh, you said you're not gonna cut your arm
No,
off.
I'm not.
But do you want to cut your arm off
No.
sometime? Maybe.
This guy.
Not my arm.
So because this is ready.
Oh, all right.
I think it's right over there in the back. But so sometimes I think that women in general have the ability to make your life miserable. So I think, and that's granted that there has to be some immaturity that plays in there, some lack of respect that plays in there, and all kinds of things. So if you don't have that problem, then that comment that you made or that quote is not necessarily geared toward it, but I think it's helpful. And Ned said, "This is better than days of my life." Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I shared it, so it don't matter. So anyway, but I think this is great conversation. I want to jump into a little bit in terms of business, because that's exactly, even though a marriage is definitely a business, it's a ministry, it's a calling, and any other name you want to, and I always say it's for adults only, because it really does take a lot of different things. And I thought even today, I'm like, boy, if you go down the checklist of what love is, we'd all fail the test. We'd all fail. Are you patient? Are you kind? Are you long suffering? We may have one check out of all of them. And so we do, of course, have to work on that. But from a business standpoint, I want to jump into something because this happened today too. So here's what I'm doing, family, with my arguments. I'm saving them for couples in business. So when it happened today, I was like, okay, we're gonna have
off the rails and coming in hot.
This particular one was not necessarily between Daryl and I, but it was a business transaction that I was doing over the phone. And I want to ask you guys, in this day and age and of technology and things like that, do you find it a challenge as you're doing business, especially in the type of business that we're in, text messaging? Because
wait a minute, let me cut in. Brenda said, "Can't drink babe with no arm." No new convert.
Oh, now that was funny. That was hilarious.
Crazy boy. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So in the day of doing transacting business, and even between your husband and your wife, and there's a text message, you read it like this. And they read it like, they somewhere else. They halfway watching the game anyway, or whatever the case is. Sorry to use generalizations. Sorry, but that's the truth. And so today, somebody texted me. I asked him a question. I said, "Hey, what is your COVID procedures?" And he came back and said to me, "This is how it sounds. Just like everything else, wear your mask." And I told Daryl, I'm like, we're not going to support him. How he going to, now I got all riled up. And Daryl says, "See, you doing the same thing you do when me and you text." He was like, "That ain't how that man said that. That's how you took it." Mm-hmm. And I thought about it. I said, "Oh, that could be true." And it turns out the business transaction worked out fine. All was well. But it was how I took it. So I want to ask you guys have trouble in your marriage with text messages or while doing business? And before you answer, I want to ask you this. Do your wife try to tell you what you can say and not say? So go ahead, Sierra.
Sometimes she has to tell me what I can, because I'll say stuff that's going to be taken the wrong way. But text messaging is very temperamental, I should say, in today's time, because you do not know the way I text it. I can text something and be totally being facetious and just trying to be a smart aleck. And you're like, "Oh, this guy was so nice." And I could have really been over exaggerating and being extra. Or I can be texting something and be nice, and you might read it and assume I'm being aggressive, or I'm being snobby, or I'm being, a-hole. So text messaging it's a shady area, unless you know the person on a certain type of level. Like, I can tell when she texts something, or if I text something, she know the context I'm texting in from years of, we from the text message area. That's our era. So, she kind of know, like, oh, he trying to be funny. by the text. Oh, he's gonna be funny. You know, the one word and the okay, yeah, and all that type of stuff. So text messaging is a little.
That's when you call. Like, is there a problem?
Yeah, because she'll call me and
why
like,
are you one wording?
Yeah, that's how that go.
Why are you one wording me?
Like, don't text me like, okay. No, like I need to understand where your mind is, how it's moving. Like you can't just do no.
One word. Okay.
If it's serious business, yes, I need to know. I need dialogue because I'm not gonna understand from text message. You're extra.
She says she's not extra.
You're extra.
Hey, hashtag too much.
So can I'll jump in here.
Making the table.
As far as business, I actually I prefer text messaging really rather than picking up the phone and calling. Like in a relationship, I can really put her feeling behind the text message.
Okay.
When she send it to me, I know what she means and I know what it is. But then, like with me and her, I like to text message because it gives me a chance to talk uninterrupted.
Ooh, that I'm sure all men probably feel.
Yeah, so it gives you that chance to talk uninterrupted as far as a relationship. But then on the business side, it gives you a chance to be able to keep a record of what was going on. So I prefer text messaging really before. Now if we really got to talk something important business wise, okay, let's pick up the phone and call. But if we can get it through in the text message, I'm busy, you busy, I can read it quicker than picking up the phone and then having a conversation that can get kind of goofy because now I'm listening to you. I don't really understand what you're saying. I'm saying what I got to say. You don't understand. So let's talk it out right through here. And if it's real important, let's pick up the phone. I prefer text messaging. I don't know. I don't think she does, but I like
What is it, Alana?
I like the text idea, just like you said, because now there's a record.
Yeah.
There's a record. Because now if we're talking and I could say something like, you didn't tell me that. And she could be like, yes, I did tell you that. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. We got a record.
We be on it.
Man.
Keep going.
Yep.
At 7:39, I said this.
Yep.
So
it's good for clarity. It's good for clarifying stuff. So
that's good.
Yeah.
What did you say, Alana? What were you gonna say about it?
Inboxing on my laptop, I type fast. So we can type by inbox all day long. And I don't have a problem with that with business. And to answer the question, yes, I do make suggestions on how to smooth out a text.
I can put together some rough ones.
When we are dealing with customers or the team, be sure to remind this, add an emoji, put a heart. I'm good for little happy faces because the reality is I'm fire, he's ice.
Yes.
So I'm like Daryl, shoot straight from the hip, straight up, no chaser. And so I got to do all kind of things to soften my tone. Personally, marriage and business, I have decreed and declared that I'm not doing text wars anymore. I'm done with arguing by text. We either gonna learn how to communicate or we're not gonna have this conversation because about that age difference, all that texting hurt my wrist. And I ain't trying to get carpal tunnel fooling with you.
Arguing with you.
Trying to explain what I got to say. And I can't do that voice record thing. I hate that. And I can't sit here and voice record thing. So I'm a bullet point person. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
We can't get past bullets.
Yeah.
Then we just got to shift gears. And you know what? It's helped us. Because we can sit up. Remember, we work together. We be on the job.
You know what? And we both are good in English. We talk. Boy,
and I'm going to cut you out with good $5 words. I'm talking about words.
We put together some great text messages.
I ain't doing that no more.
Woo!
In 2020, I ain't doing that no
more. I read that boy like, boy, I just jacked right there.
And I don't even read him no more.
But look, in business, I'm fire and Angie's ice.
True. That is
very
true.
In business, I am very direct. And that's because I know exactly what I'm talking about. And I need you to hear this and understand this. And I need you to get on the same page. Angie be like, Well, now, Daryl, there's a better way that you can say that. You got with loving kindness have I drawn thee. So like I was like, but Angie, like you know the person, and you know, like I've heard Angie go there with some people before, but it's just like when I do it.
That was me.
Huh? That was you? Oh, but I was like, why? Like when I go to be fire, you don't want me to be fire.
I don't know. It's just sometimes you come off really rough around the edges a little bit.
No, it's direct.
Yeah, direct. But this is what I will say about business. I'd rather it be an effective conversation, because you can communicate with someone, and if you're not communicating on the level that they communicate, you're gonna do what Jason just said, just shut down. That person gonna shut down. They ain't heard nothing you said. They like, why he going off on me? Man, he just came at me like that. So it's just better to, and that's why I say, even though we, one of the core values that we live our life on is we love people, period. But just understand that to really love somebody is to know them, to know how they communicate, how they receive, how they learn. And so when it comes to business, especially partnership and building, you got to know how somebody, and truth be told, a lot of the people I've spent just a little bit more intimate time with. So I kind of know how they learn and how they receive. But now on the flip side, I will be honest, even with our kids, I can go off on them, but it hurt me to my core for Daryl to yell at them. Like, it's just like it just be like, Daryl, and so I don't know what that is.
We call it this. We got to get them off the tee. We got to get them off the tee. Yeah,
and then
we got to get them off
when
the
I
tee.
don't crazy women, because what we do, we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Man.
We stop them from disciplining, and then when they grow older and they're not disciplined young women and young men, then we should address this when they were, and he looking like, yeah, I was trying, remember? So it really is something that I have learned that I gotta just shut my mouth about. And even like I told you guys last time, one of our team members that he was pushing off the ledge, and I'm like, wait, she ain't ready. And she did an amazing job. So that's just, what I'm gonna be honest, what I believe that is control. We just want to be in control of when it's high and when it's low, when it's hot and when it's cold. We want to determine that. And that's probably what, if I could just be honest, that's probably what affects us. When you want to be fire, we like, no, you need to be cool. And then when you want to be cool, we like, you need to tell them kids, they need to respect their mama. If you don't tell them, then they ain't gonna know, and they gonna disrespect other people outside. So it's just, we growing.
And I'd be like, it.
Yeah, he will. He's just like, forget it then. Forget it. Okay. Yeah. So that's interesting.
I'm not the only one.
Another perspective. You said what?
I'm not the only one. I feel better now.
Yeah, and that's the purpose of Couples in Business, is to really, again, as we said, we're not counselors, we're not licensed in any way, but we are able to share our experiences. And if we happen to say something on here, we hope that it's relatable. We hope that it resonates with you, and lets you know that if nothing else, that you're not the only one dealing with this.
Right.
So, Alana, you wanted to do, was it rapid fire?
I did.
Before we close, I would love to participate.
I wanted to answer.
sorry.
The text. Amy had a question.
Amy had a question, which I thought was a great question.
Amy Diane Ellis has a question, and we're gonna do this for every comment in person that comes on here and supports Couples in Business. We will select. We can each couple can do one person, or we just all together just. One person, we choose whether it's a comment or a question that was the best one of the night, and we send them a little love gift.
That sounds like that? Amazing. I love every opportunity.
All for that. I'm all for that. We all for that.
All right. So every episode there will be a comment or question that we'll pick, and then they'll get something nice in the mail or Cash App or
look
Zelle
at
or
Annette.
whatever.
Fire melts ice. Oh,
all day long.
No. So,
that was the best comment right there.
I know. So Amy Diane Ellis says, how do you as couples complement one another and use your strengths to help your mate in business?
Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Start off, Sierra. You pick it
Very
up.
quick, because that's like I was trying to get to that. Nicole is the most loving, kind-hearted person you will ever meet in your life. If she yells at I'm talking about adult people, not the kids. You know, yell at the kids. That's part of the mother. Sit down. Nicole is so mellow and calm and loving and forgiving. She forgives you before you even did something to her. So she just that's just a part of her makeup. She's just like that. So that's kind of good because I'm the opposite. I'm ready to pop. Like I'm ready to just be extra for no reason. So it makes me step back because she's like, chill. Even with the team, I'll be ready to go off. And she's like, I'm like, oh, I'm about to say this. And she's like, you can't say that to them. I'm like, why not? And then she's like, because you can't. And then she goes, it kind of balances us out. So my strengths is her weakness and her weakness is my strength. Literally. And I'm not saying that because we've been married 9 years. We literally have the strong points and weaknesses opposite of each other. So when we got us together in the business world, it's just like we can really dominate. I'm not trying to be funny, but I feel as though there's nothing that me and her can't do together. Separate, there's things we can't do separate. Together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. So we like the fact that we can play off each other. Like I'm great at public speaking. I have no problem with it. She don't want to do that. She's like a hermit crab. Like she don't want to speak publicly, but I will. So the same fact that you said, like she was on there, because like I was trying to pre-read to her because I was like, oh, listen to it. Give me some points. She's like, no, I want to hear it with everybody else. So she didn't know what I was going to talk about for Mindset Mondays. And when I did it, she came out the room like, oh my, that was so, I liked it when you did. And she was really like genuinely happy. And I made me feel good. Like, wow, she's excited. I don't care what nobody else think. My wife did a good job. You know what I mean? I killed it. So screw what anybody else say. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, to answer her question is, you have to understand the strengths and weaknesses of the individual and utilize that effectively. You know, because in the world we live in, people time span and attention span is this big. So you have to be able to get information through and address the person quickly because they'll like lose interest in something very fast. And that's where we kind of work well together because we can put something together rapid fire and it'll kind of work for us. So, you know, just identifying strengths and weaknesses.
Thank you so much for answering that. Alana, you and Marcus wanted to, I know we're going to wrap it up soon. We have less than 3 minutes and we're going to wrap it up. We have had an amazing time with you guys and we don't want to keep you too much longer. The floor is yours, Marcus and Alana.
You know what? I think my wife is a very hard worker, type A, hit the ground running, let's go. And, you know, so she compliments me well in doing that, you know, with our business, especially TLC. My wife is the glue that holds all of that together. But I'm the guy in the background that's complimenting her by taking care of, you know, the technical stuff, you know, letting her be able to get an idea and run as far as doing the idea. And then I'll take care of the behind the scenes stuff. So I think that's how we complement each other pretty well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is scene where Jay-Z is walking Beyonce up, and they're both celebrated in their own right. And they get up to this red carpet, and Jay-Z steps over, and he lets Beyonce have her moment. And that is who Marcus is to me. Because of my work ethic and my drive, and because I am a mom of 6 daughters, and because I have this granddaughter, and because I'm breaking generational curses, and I got all this baggage that I'm working to unpack, he gives me the strength, but that's me. But for Marcus, he really is brilliant. I have seen him take nothing and make something and continually just make a way. I don't know if we sat down and really mapped it out, it would make you depressed. But through what God is doing with us together, it is amazing. And he really keeps me happy and sane.
That's awesome.
Real quick, what I'll say about how I support my wife is my wife has this awesome, wonderful TLC journey and experience. She's a herbalist. My wife is very smart, very intelligent. When it comes to a lot, I want to say everything. I used to comment all the time, and I used to say, "Man, how do you know that?" And it's just like because her mom was the same way, and her being up under her mom and learning what her mom knew, the things that her mom went through, she gravitated and had that same mind. So it's just experience, but she's very smart. How I support her is that I take it in myself, and then I educate on levels that if Angie's up here, and I'm not to say there's no hierarchy, or she's higher, I'm lower, but in my own space, I educate based off what I've learned from her. Not to say that I've learned everything from her, because I got my own side as well too. But I can take, and I'm gonna use TLC, I can literally paint a picture for someone, her testimony, weight loss story, everything she's gone through as if it was me.
Yeah.
And I can communicate that very well so that she's not on 100,000 phone calls with a lot of people and aiding them in what they need help with. For instance, someone called me today. I was on my way home. Somebody called me and was like, yeah, I've been trying to reach Angie. I've been trying to get in touch with her because somebody is having some issues with, not being able to, do some things as far as like with TLC, and what TLC does, it flushes the system. And so I said, well, I'm here. I said, ask me.
That's right.
Got off the phone with her. She was like, oh my God, you know everything. Wow. Thank you so much. Got off the phone. Happy camp. I've learned that being not only just watching her journey and seeing her experience, it was almost like I was part of that as well too, but it's like I lived it as well. So I can definitely talk to the masses as if I was Angie. How is that? That's how I support you.
All right. And I would just say Daryl is just very, very creative, very, very creative. And so he's able to take a lot of ideas that I have and visions and things that I get. I only know the vision. I don't know how to get us there. And so he does a great job with that, as well as helping to take the load off, because sometimes people are drawn to you, and that's okay. That's what we're in, the people business. That's what happens. But sometimes I'm not always available, and Daryl has the same thing as well. So I think we just complement each other that way. But I want to wrap it up because this has been so amazing. I really don't want to leave you guys, but we got like
a minute. We can do it like real quick. A minute. We got it.
Okay, give me a minute, Alana. Give one question apiece. Go.
Okay. Sierra's early or late? Who's early and late?
Super late, extra early.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning person, night owl.
Okay. Save or spend?
Save.
I love that.
Wait. Sugar or salty?
Sugar.
Salty.
Sugar.
Here's the last one. Who is the first to say uncle in an argument? All right, uncle just means I'm done.
I give up.
The devil.
I don't argue. I start the argument with uncle.
I'm with it. Let's go.
I start the argument with uncle. So like uncle. I don't got no.
All right, definitely Daryl on our end. All right, family. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. This has been
Uncle.
Like, did you say uncle 20 minutes ago?
Give me my melody drops.
Stop it. All right,
where's my gummies?
For real.
Business. We're gonna take this drink away from him.
Oh my God.
This is in business. This is the 4th episode, guys. Please tune in next Friday at 7 p.m. where you will find the Anthonys, the Sierras, and the Jacksons.
Yes.
We here to give you the real deal, the good, bad, and the ugly. Make sure you like, share, and comment on this video. Have an amazing night. We love you guys. Thank you so much, Anthony's And
Thank
so,
you.
yeah, love you guys.
Love you guys.
I didn't get in no trouble today. Woo!
I don't think nobody got in trouble.
Watch the replay.
Don't forget the hashtag.
Don't
Yes.
forget the hashtag. Too much.
Yes.
Watch TV.
That was so dope.